Where are you now? Have you finished work? What's up, Hannah? I'm surprised to hear from you all of a sudden. Actually, about 6 months ago, I left my hometown and moved here to the city. Oh, really? In high school, you said you never leave your hometown. Didn't you make fun of me when I went out of town for college? That was a long time ago. I realized there's a limit to the level of guys you can date in your hometown. They weren't good enough for me. I thought that the right man for me would be in a sophisticated city like here. That's why I moved out. Oh, I see. I had no idea. Is that why you contacted me? Because you're in the city? You're the only one who lives around here. All others are back in our hometown or moved somewhere else. Plus, many of them are married and have families of their own. Indeed, last year I was invited to so many weddings. But you're still single, right? Oh, about that? I'm actually engaged. Oh, really? You're engaged? A career woman like you? I got engaged to someone I met by chance. I'm having a wedding this month. It's going to be a small wedding abroad with mostly family and a few friends. I was planning to announce it after the wedding, so I haven't told my classmates about it yet. Oh, wow, what a surprise! Is what you expected to hear from me, right? What? Actually, I know all about your engagement. Your fiancé is a 30-year-old department head at a major company. He's a super talented employee who earns $150,000 a year, right? He goes to the gym 5 times a week after work. He lives in a nice townhouse. He's extremely successful. Wait a minute. How do you know all that? We only talked at the high school reunions, right? Don't underestimate my information network. All the weddings going on around me made me poor by paying travel expenses and all. I'm in a rush to get married, and I've started hunting for men. I've been thinking about how to get a man who suits me. You've thought about how to get a man? It's hard to find a man with the right qualities from scratch. But it's easy to seduce a guy who you already know about or who's connected to my friends. So, I checked on the woman who I thought a good man would be attracted to. Like high school beauty pageant regulars, girls who went to prestigious universities, a classmate who became a local broadcaster, and a career woman who works in the city. Is that career woman me? That's right. I knew I'd find good men around those women. Bingo! Your boyfriend works for a major company, and his father is the CEO of that company. He fits my criteria perfectly. When did you snooped around on your own? You don't have to put it that way. I just did a little research. So? You contacted me because you wanted me to introduce you to him? I'm sorry, but I can't do that. I don't need you to introduce him to me. I've already made contact with him. As a matter of fact, we're already dating. What? Dating? What are you talking about? That means you're going to be dumped. So tell me where you are now. I'm going out to eat dinner with him, but I want to make sure we don't meet. You know, if we run into each other in his fancy house, you might get jealous and go on a rampage, so I want to prevent that from happening. Wait a minute. Are you serious? Are you guys really dating? Our wedding is this month. He hasn't told me anything about you either. I will be stealing both your fiancé and wedding, so I thought I'd at least give you a surprise gift. Surprises are supposed to be prepared in secret. I'm sorry we haven't told you about it yet. Surprise? You call this affair a surprise present? You'll find out when you come back. We have a special surprise present for you, Kendall. I don't know if I can talk calmly, but I'm driving home right now. So let's talk about it when I get home. I want you both to tell me what's going on in person. Joe, what's going on? Where is all my stuff? I tried to call Hannah, but she won't answer me. Don't tell me that this is your surprise present.
You finally came home. It's been an hour since Hannah texted you last. But since we didn't get any texts or calls from you, we were laughing, assuming you might have fainted from the surprise.
You were laughing? Our wedding is this month. And I found out today you've been cheating on me. But still, I came home to talk to you anyway. Only to see my stuff misplaced with another woman's belongings. And you were laughing at me?
The only reason you were able to live in that townhouse was because you were dating me, right? You were able to get benefits with my status and wealth. But you're a stranger now that the engagement's over. You no longer have the right to receive those benefits. That's why I moved all your stuff out.
Without even asking me?
What I do with what's in my house is my business. I'm free to do whatever I want with it.
Wait a minute. You cheat on me and decide to call off the engagement. And now you're moving my stuff out without permission. This is too much. Where is all my stuff? There's a lot of important stuff in there.
Don't worry, I didn't throw anything away. I moved it all into a rental storage unit. I only paid for a month's rent. You'll have a month to get your stuff out and find a place to move in.
A storage unit? I can't believe it.
You might be trying to get me pay you alimony. But I paid the fee to move your stuff out and also the rental fee for the storage unit. That would be enough for alimony, wouldn't it?
Don't patronize me with things you did on your own. Do you have any idea what you've done? I keep telling you, the wedding is this month. It's an overseas wedding. We've already made all the arrangements like airline tickets and hotel reservations for all the guests. You can't just call off the wedding now. Do you have any idea how much work it'll need to call it off?
There's no need to call it off. I'm getting married to Hannah.
What? Marry Hannah? Are you serious?
My guests won't change. You can just exchange your guests with Hannah's guests.
It's not that simple.
I paid for it all anyway. You don't have the right to say anything about it.
You may be right, but...
Don't you dare talk back, you commoner. You tried to marry me and join the rich people's circle. It ain't gonna be that easy. Unlike you, Hannah knows what it takes to be a rich man's wife.
Know what it takes to be a rich man's wife?
I told you to be a housewife since I have a good income. But you wanted to continue your job. I told you that since we have money, we can shop at organic supermarkets and go out to eat whenever we want to. But you always went to cheap supermarkets, saying you didn't want to waste money. You always make food that poor people would eat to save money.
I just want to live within my means.
Then you're even more unfit to be my wife. If you want to live within your means, you need to live like a celebrity, as Hannah says. Hannah knows how to spend money and she's not stingy. She's raised well, so there's no shame in going to parties with her. Above all, she respects me and lets me take priority.
I respected you too.
You've always treated me as equal, just because you're working too. Hannah would greet me at the front door every time I see her at home. She'd always thank me for my hard work. More importantly, she was willing to quit her job to marry me. She even prepared to abandon her hometown.
Abandon?
She does everything you wouldn't do for me. You know what this means? She is ready to do anything to be with me. That's why I'm breaking off my engagement to you. I'm marrying Hannah. That's the quickest way to achieve my happiness, so you'd accept this, right?
There's no way you would come back to me now. I understand it's too late. Will you tell Hannah that it's going to be tough from now on, but I wish her good luck?
I'll send you the address and PIN for the storage unit later. Okay, thanks for your support until now. Bye.
I just registered for our marriage, and we're flying out to Greece this weekend. Really, I'm so happy that I'm scared. Congratulations on your marriage. By the way, did you go say hi to Joe's parents? Since we're meeting them in Greece anyway, Joe said I can say hi then. Do you think Joe's parents might be mad at me for stealing him away from you? I don't know if they're mad, but they're very straightforward and kind. I'm sure they won't feel good that their son cheated on his fiancé and ended up like this. Too bad. I've already looked into that part as well. You've looked into it? He's an only child, and his parents adore him. So, no matter who he ends up with, his parents will have to approve of his marriage. He's their sweet, adorable only child. You've done all that research by yourself. Well, we were able to register our marriage without a hitch. And we are about to leave for our overseas wedding this weekend. The townhouse I kicked you out of is mine. You've enjoyed your days with him, and today's the last day of your celebrity life. He hasn't told you anything yet? What? He didn't tell me what? That the townhouse isn't his. What are you talking about? There's no doubt that place belongs to Joe. He said so himself. That's why he moved your stuff out. The owner of that house is someone else. Someone else? You're not going to tell me it was you, are you? No, there's no way I could afford a place like that. So it's his. It belongs to his father. His father? His father originally bought that house as an investment. He let us live there as a gift when he and I got engaged. But that just means we were renting it at a very cheap price. The owner of that house is Joe's father. We just paid him some money as a gratitude, although he would only receive a small amount of money for the common service charge and parking fee. But even if it's his father's, there's no problem with that. If it's his father's, it's the same as his. I hope it goes that way. What do you mean? Since Joe's father is the owner of the townhouse, it all depends on what he thinks and how he'll act. Kendall, are you at your new place? Where did you move all your stuff to? I just went to the storage unit where you put your stuff, but it was empty. That means you've already moved into a new place, right? What's going on all of a sudden? Why would you care about my stuff? You are living a celebrity life in a townhouse, right? I got kicked out. Kicked out? My father-in-law suddenly came and kicked us out. I won't let you idiots live in the house that belongs to me, he said. I knew it. He hired a moving company and took all our stuff to our rental storage unit without our permission. Wow, karma got back to you. But we don't have a place to live. I was able to find a new place immediately and moved right away. We're in trouble because we can't do that. Why are you calling me in this situation? Please, let us stay at your house. Huh? How can you think I'll let you guys stay at my place? Please, just let us stay for 2 nights. Then we'll be off to Greece for the weekend. You're still able to do that wedding in Greece? That wedding fee was going to be paid entirely by Joe's father. Will he still pay for that even after kicking you guys out of the house? Huh? Wait a minute. Joe's father was paying for the entire wedding? I didn't know that. There is not a single penny that Joe was paying for the wedding, since his father was going to pay for everything. Joe has always depended on his father for everything. After we got married, I told him that we should live within our means. But he didn't like that. Wait, if his father was going to pay for everything, if we provoke his anger, it's the end of the world. That's right. His father was taking care of him in everything, from work to personal life. You're kidding. In the first place, I met Joe because his father asked me to meet his son. I met Joe's father through work, and he thought his son needed a strong-willed, dependent wife like me. He asked me if I would let him arrange a date for us to get to know each other. So, you're saying that Joe dumped the woman his father found for him? He must have been very angry. His son broke off the engagement with me and registered marriage with you, without saying anything to him, who was taking care of him in many ways. And plus, his son was living in that house with the woman he cheated with. Even a mild-mannered person like him would be furious. I can get married in Greece, right? I can get married and live the celebrity life, right? Do you think you can do that without a house? Oh no. What I've always wanted was just a celebrity life. But now, I don't even have a house, and I can't have a wedding. What am I going to do? I wonder how you're going to spend your life with a husband who has no job, no money, and no savings. Jobless? I told you. He relies on his father for both his work and personal life. His father is the president of the company he works for. It's thanks to his connections that he got a good position. He's as mad as to kick him out of the townhouse. Of course, he'll kick him out of the company, too. No way! How am I supposed to make a living? It's not unusual these days for a couple to work together. I don't want to work. I went out of my way to find a man with better conditions. I went to the trouble of researching your boyfriends in the city. I don't want to work now. That being said, this is a problem I can't solve on my own. After all, it was his father who held the reins of his life. I tried to make him independent, knowing he couldn't depend on him forever, but he didn't want that, so here we are. Oh no, I've married a man who is a bastard. I'll return him to you, Kendall. This is a non-returnable item. He's the man of your choice. I wish you all the best. You're kidding. Don't tell me you're just gonna leave us like this. Hey, Kendall! What do you want from me?
My wealth, my fame, my power, everything.
Are you the Pirate King?
My dad fired me because of you. He wouldn't pay for our wedding or honeymoon. He even kicked me out of the townhouse. Where am I supposed to live? You took what was mine.
It wasn't yours to begin with. You even got that job thanks to your father's connections. Even the house was given from your father out of kindness. The money for the wedding and honeymoon was something your father tried to pay as a favor. It was all his in the first place. I don't know where you got the idea that it was all yours.
I thought I was going to have a happy married life with Hannah. This isn't happy at all. As an apology, I want you to give up your house to us.
That's ridiculous. I'll tell your father about this whole conversation.
What? My father?
Well, he has told me to demand compensation from you for breaking off the engagement. He said he'd pay for my lawyer and that I should go through with it. He already introduced me to his lawyer. I'll show your father and my lawyer all the messages you've sent me.
Compensation?
The affair was one thing, but taking my stuff out of the house without my permission? I've also decided to charge you for all the money I spent on my moving. Also, because you moved my stuff without care, my tablet, jewelry, and even my expensive bags were damaged. I'll also demand damages for that too. I'd say the total cost would be a little less than $100,000. That's a realistic amount. Good for you.
Wait a minute. I lost my job, remember?
So what?
How can I pay you with no income? Besides, I paid for that storage.
If you don't have an income, why don't you go find a job? Don't worry. There are plenty of jobs out there that don't require any work history, education, or connections.
I used to make $150,000 a year, and you want me to get a job that anyone can do?
That was all thanks to your father's authority, wasn't it? Please pay me with the money you earn on your own.
I'm really going to lose everything. Oh no.
You never had anything in the first place. You'll just have to face reality. From now on, you can't just get anything you want without working hard on your own. It's good for you finally had the chance to realize.
It's not good at all.
I mean, why wouldn't you realize that it'd be terrifying to offend your father? Well, anyways, if you ever make it to Greece, bring me back some souvenirs. If you can make it there, that is. I'll leave the rest to the lawyer. I'm off to a cafe for a coffee break. Good luck surviving without your father. I blocked their numbers to have all conversations through the lawyer. They couldn't go to Greece, and they couldn't have a wedding. They had been scrambling around for 2 weeks looking for a house and a job. In the end, they managed to get in one-bedroom old apartment. Since they need to pay the compensation and wedding cancellation fees, their part-time job incomes mostly disappear every month. They went from living in a luxury townhouse to living in poverty. By the way, his parents have cut him off, and he still can't get in touch with them.